Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Squirtle Squadcast. Thank you all for watching through this far. We've had a great time. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. My name is Nick, aka Majora's Fan, and I am joined by Scott, Zach, Jasem, and Anthony. We've got a good group today, and I'm going to start with a bit of a story. I don't know if you guys have realized or not, but between the, 7th podcast or whatnot and this one of my friends gifted me Star Guardian Lux, and I was guilt-tripped into playing League of Legends again. Not to mention I've had a lot of time because summer. So I started playing League of Legends again. And so then I decided to try playing ranked, and I got into Silver 4. That was pretty fun. And I had, a wonderful winning streak. I'm getting, 20, 25 LP every win. And then I got to my promotion series, and I got there because this one guy carried really hard. So he's like, I can do it with anyone that wants to. So I was like, sure. So I do it with him, and he ended up feeding, and then he had to go. So I was like, oh, that's good. So I was like, I can still win too, right? It'll be great. And I won the next one, and then I lost the one after that. So I dropped down to 70 LP. Then I played another one, dropped down to 50 LP, and then I lost yet another one. So I think I'm around 30 LP. And I'm starting to think, Silver 4 sounds pretty good. I think I'll sit here right now. I think that 4 is a good number, and Silver is a good mineral. So that's where I'm just going to be happy. My only problem is the name of it is Darius's Spell Swords, and I don't own Darius, like many champions.
That just makes me think of Ian.
Because, why? Darius or Silver 4?
Both, really. In my heart, I think his current division is Platinum 4, but in my mind it says Silver 4.
It's been Platinum for the past 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, he plays duo queue as well.
Yeah, he duos a lot.
I think duoing's a bad thing, man. It just makes your games harder.
Please duo with me again.
I don't think I can duo with much of anyone because I'm silver and everyone else is challenger tier or something like that.
But
so.
no, most of us are silver.
You're not silver.
Most of us are silver.
Scott's not silver.
Are you silver?
No, man. I'm gold.
Yeah,
We made it to the gold club.
Who's
So
most of
you
it,
can still
Zach?
do it with
Who's
Jasem.
most of us? No, I'm only one.
Well, it's 60% of the League of Legends player base is silver or something like
And
that.
97% aren't toxic. but... Nah, I mean, I don't mind being silver. It's better than bronze. I thought when I'd get ranked, I was going to be put in bronze and I'd never be able to get out of bronze. But now I'm in silver and I just keep losing. And honestly, I don't want to sound like one of those league players, but it's because I'm playing support and everyone else keeps going really in when they shouldn't. When there's a 17-3 Fiora, you probably shouldn't try to 1v1 her, except Master Yi thinks he can because he's Master Yi, and so he
That's very
dies.
worrying for me since you're even using the names Fiora and Master Yi in ranked gameplay.
I told you I'm Silver 4. What are you listening?
Is this the team deathmatch phenomenon, where at a certain point in the game just evolves into something kind of like Team Fortress 2, where everyone just runs around and doesn't play the objective.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. Except in my games lately, it's been everyone running in and getting picked off one by one, and me begging them to stay together, and they don't. See, I've been playing Soraka, and some games I do really well, because Soraka is amazing in the bottom tiers elos, because people don't know how to focus the Soraka, so I can just keep healing them, go back, and then come back and heal them again, and we win. But some games, I just cannot heal them fast enough, and so they die. And I've ended up losing every game I haven't played as Soraka when I'm support, so I've just been auto-locking Soraka lately, because I don't care what they say. One game someone was like, oh, play Leona, so I played Leona, and then, the AD carry kept dying because I couldn't heal him, and I was like, should have been Soraka. And then... and then I think I got to play one game as mid, and I won it, but mid is impossible to get as, ranked. So.
I don't know how people can legitimately be mid lane mains because the role is just so contested among Guru and team members.
Yeah, I enjoy playing mid. I never could main it. I know that because, well, like, if I played with you guys, there are people who do it better than me, and, I don't know. But, like, I'm fine playing support as long as I get, like, a break every now and again. That's the thing I need.
Do you think it's, like, support's the hardest role to carry a game from?
Oh, definitely hardest carry a game from. I thought you were going to say, is it the hardest role? I was going to be like, no. But to carry from, definitely, because, like, if your AD carry isn't all that good, then you're not really doing much because you can't help them. You might help them not die some, which is good, but, I mean, in the end game, you can't do anything. If I was Lux and there were 3 of the enemy champions coming down mid lane, I could at least stall them until the rest of my team is up, and then we could team fight. If I'm Soraka, I can star call them. I can hope they stand in my E range and get snared or something. That's about it. I can't really do much else. Some supports can do CC and stuff, but they can't do the damage. I mean, only if you're playing a support and you've built damage like Lulu or something. And even then, Lulu isn't exactly a game-carrying champion most of the time. So, yeah, it's that's when it's frustrating, especially when you're solo queuing and ranked. And I've had a lot of experiences where the entire team just keeps dying, and I'm like, guys, please, but I can't do anything to help because I'm support. So I'm thinking of just rolling AD carry, learning how to last hit, and then just AD carrying and just like actually carrying myself to gold, or at least silver 3.
The thing is, I think that's just a mentality silver players are stuck with. Like, they think, oh, my team is horrible, so I have to carry, which is why you get all the insta-lock Master Yi's and Katarinas and stuff like that, because they just want to win, and they don't have any trust in their team.
Yeah.
Which is valid, but at some
yeah,
point,
I mean, like, I've had trust in the team. It's been slowly degraded over from promotion series to like 0 LP, but yeah.
See, Zach, you say that, but I got to gold just by auto-locking a collie.
See, there you go. I'm just gonna start auto-locking Lux no matter what role I go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been Diamond the past 2 years, and will hopefully get it this year. And I'm a support main in ranked. I almost exclusively play support unless someone takes my role.
Well, if you're up there, then it's fine. But like down here,
It's just like nobody ever groups. They can really take advantage of that with picking people off and stuff.
It's just that, I mean, yeah, I guess maybe it is different in Diamond because maybe you can trust the rest of your teammates to be somewhat competent. But
well, like, the point of these is to know, like, how good you are, right? And so, or at least technically. So, like, if you're in Challenger, or Platinum, or Diamond, or something like that, then you're obviously decent enough to get there. You're decent enough to get whatever reward that Riot gives the skin thing, right? So, like, you're good enough to get something. And so, yeah, obviously you can play the game, at least. But down in Silver, you can get Silver 4 if you win, like, 4 rank games and lose 6. That's what happened to me. So, and you can get carried in those 4 games, or you can carry. And I've had some amazing games where, like, our team just curb stomped, and I was very happy with it. But I've also had games where my team is really stupid, so it's just tough. Yeah, there's a huge difference in the elo, so
I mean, it's just from my point of view, it's like, if my team member wants to go mid lane, that means mid lane is their best role. So why should I take it from them? If I take it from them, then they're not performing their best.
Oh, when it comes from to team select, yeah, I'm always the one that tries to, like, make it so everyone gets the role they want. However, that usually ends up also causing problems. Like, what was the one thing that happened? Oh, God. It was a horrible situation. Oh, yeah. I remember. So, the guy was like, oh, support. And I was like, okay, you want support? Then I'll take mid, but someone else called mid, so I had to go, like, top or something. And I was like, yeah, alright, that's fine. And then he locked in, and it was like, it was Graves. He was like, support Graves. And we already had an AD carry, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I dodged. Yeah. So sometimes that doesn't work, but then again, I think that's also an elo difference. So, I don't know. my challenges will continue. If I get to the point where I actually do reach a 0 LP, then I might just stop ranked like altogether for a while because I don't want to dip to silver 5.
Rank doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter unless you're like master tier at least.
Yeah, but I still don't want to dip to silver 5. That'll just depress me.
If you have fun playing ranked, then play.
I'm not having fun right now. If they keep going like this, then that's why. But yeah, at this point, I'd rather just play normal matched games. Besides, I need to get level 5 mastery with someone else. I already have it with Lux and Soraka. I need it with like Sona or something, or Gangplank. That'd be better.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Gangplank is the bae right now. I'm telling you though, but
misfortune mid right now. That's more disgusting.
What
you'd think Misfortune Mid would be great. You're like, oh my god, this champion. You read her skills, you're like, wow, this champion's so good. She must be like LCS competitive. And you play her, and you're like, this is just a clunky mess.
Her skills don't make sense. Like, what is it? Like her W is the attack speed steroid, but it does like physical damage that scales with ability power.
Yeah, no, like APMS busted right now.
I remember what's his name, Civ HD did a video about Mage Fortune, but that was
new
like
jungle item. Her Qs become magic damage.
Wow.
So it's just like, whoa, why am I getting chunked for
Oh
like
yeah,
half
her
my
Q
health?
does do on head effects.
Yeah. So
Oh, it
like,
does, doesn't it?
APMS
Oh my
is
god.
busted. Yeah. That's why it's
I gotta
broken.
try that next.
What's broken exactly? AP Misfortune or
Yeah.
like with an item? Did you mention an item?
Yeah. It's an AP jungle item.
You're gonna have to tell this to me later so I can try it in Team Builder and claim I'm gonna go AD carry bottom lane mage. But yeah, I don't know. It's been fun enough. Summer for me usually involves a lot of games, but everyone's been busier lately because, you know, as you get older, you get responsibility, so everyone's doing stuff, except I couldn't find a job, so here I am just sitting alone at home. And even me, Mr. Anime, hasn't been watching a whole lot of anime. I finished all the stuff airing in the spring season, and there isn't a lot in the summer season that really makes me want to watch, so I'm kind of just floating about. I watched the first episode of the new Key show, which I enjoyed. But
Was that Charlotte?
yeah, it is. Is that how you pronounce
that any
it?
good? No.
Oh,
not
because I
Charlotte,
wouldn't
I
put
assume.
it past the Japanese. I'd be like, maybe it's not Charlotte, but I liked it. The protagonist. The protagonist. All right, imagine like Yagami Light from Death Note or like Lelouch or someone. He's just like that, total scheming type, but he's so over the top. It's really funny. And
Is
and
it like the Magic Way pro tag?
like no, it's more like that. Only if he's actually has like malicious intent. That's what he is. He even said like Light's famous phrase like "Keikakudori" in like the first 5 minutes. Like it's an obvious shout out, but it's so funny because his plans don't go according to plan due to something that happens. For a while they do, and then something happens. He has a meltdown really early, and so. This is
within
gonna
one
be interesting.
episode.
Yeah, I was really surprised because like the stuff happened, and I'm like, all right, they're setting it up pretty good, and I'm like, wow, I like this guy, he's fun. And then like stuff happened, and I was like, wow, I hate this guy, he's a douche muffin. And then like it got to the end of the episode, and I was like, I don't know what I think about this guy. I'm gonna have to watch episode 2. But it's interesting. It doesn't really shout key to me, so we'll see what happens. Then again, Clanad seemed pretty happy too for the first few, so. But it's fun enough. So yeah, check it out. See what you think. I thought it was funny. The main character made me chuckle for various reasons, but yeah, it's about like superpowers and stuff, but. Yeah, I think that's the only show from the summer I've actually watched. I've wrapped up all the shows from spring, and Durara just started airing again, but I didn't watch last season during us, so I'm just gonna marathon through and then catch up to where we are now. That's my new plan. And yeah, I think that's it. Actually, I think there was maybe one more show I wanted to watch, but I've since forgotten what it is. Oh well. But yeah, like I was saying, I haven't really watched any shows too much because there ain't much to watch. Even with Otakon looming, I haven't really watched much. Anime Expo's been going on right now, and that's been happening, which has been making me jealous. But even so, I haven't watched anything. And then there are games. I have played a few games here and there, but like I said, mostly it's been League for some reason. I haven't played any of the other games I should be playing, so don't know what
Should be
I'm doing
playing.
this summer. What?
Games you should be playing.
Yeah, like, I don't know, finishing Fallout New Vegas, or like practicing on my fighting games. After all, I gotta be competitive at Otakon, you know. I gotta fight these people. So I don't know. It's been a different summer for me. So how about you guys? How's your summers been this time around? Anything exciting? Anything new? Everything the same?
Well, I've been doing research over the summer on like 3D printing and stuff, so there's that. It's not too different from what I did last summer. I'm doing this research under the same professor, except last summer I did it on cameras and trebuchets.
Huh, an interesting mix.
It's an interesting mix. It was like the professor also teaches like the introductory engineering course for freshmen. So it's like he has them like design like trebuchets and like make decisions based on it's like a whole semester thing. So it's like they go and then like they're in like groups of 4 and they have to try and like choose design choices that would maximize the height and the distance traveled by the projectile, and they had like this internal competition in the class. And what I was supposed to do last summer was trying to figure out a way to pretty much record like everything through cameras and like try and get MATLAB to like interpret all the data and stuff. That didn't work out too well. Cameras were like crap. And since they launched like 40 feet into the air, you can't even tell that it's like the size of a ping pong ball traveling like 45 feet in the air. It's like you can't tell. You can't like the camera doesn't pick it up at all, which is like the biggest problem. So then I decided to change projects for this summer. So this summer is pretty cool. So pretty much I have to use like a 3D printer, and then like we're trying to put stuff in. Like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's like we have object B, which is like a shell of object A, and then we have to try and put object A in object B while object B is still being printed. If that makes any sense.
That sounds interesting. I've watched 3D printing work, and I've seen it before, which I think is pretty sweet. I remember the first thing I thought was like, if I get an industrial 3D printer, do I never have to buy figures anymore? But it would save me a bunch.
So.
Yeah, well, there are some kits where you have to paint anyway, so just do the same thing, only cheaper. And I love a deal. But yeah, I'm not. So like the thing's still printing, so it's still putting the plastic in or whatever, and you have to like place it inside. That
You have to put like object A into object B while object B is still being made.
Is it hot plastic? Like, is it dangerous?
Yes.
Oh, hey, it keeps it interesting.
The plastic's being heated to like 215 degrees Celsius. So
ow, that's a little lot. It's pretty high.
Well, the plan is to like have the printers like pause and then lower the platform, put the object in, and then have it raise back up and then reheat.
Okay.
Plastic.
Okay.
But ultimately, we want it to be done through robots. So like have the robot like coordinate with the printer and put the stuff in. But right now we're just doing it manually. But we don't have a robot.
That's
and
true.
I have to figure out all the coding stuff. So yeah, that's my summer.
Huh. That's pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, I have a friend who's doing research, but it's not on something quite that cool. He's up at college. He's doing research on plants of some sort, I believe. But he's a biochem major, so I guess that's about right.
I have like a mutual friend who also does research on plants. Whenever he talks to him, I'm just like, ah.
Really? Yeah.
It's just like my insides get tangled. I was like, I don't care about your mushrooms.
Yeah, I know. He was like I was one day I was just curious and I was like, "So how's your summer been?" And he's like, "Well, my research has been really interesting. So we found this about photosynthesis." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Plants. There's not photosynthesis, flowers." But
You guys made a horrible mistake.
I know, it's just like he acts really into it, and I'm just like, you haven't done like very little research so far. But
yeah, like I tried to look at the bright side for my friend. He was like about photosynthesis, and I was like, "Well, that's pretty cool. At least you have something you could maybe write a thesis on or something, right?" And he's like, "Well, actually, most of my research was done by someone who wrote their thesis a few years ago." And I was like, "Oh, well, oops." But
Yeah. See, like for me, there's no one wrote anything about this because 3D printing is relatively new, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty much breaking new ground here.
yeah, no, that's actually pretty exciting. Not to mention the fact that I actually think 3D printing in general is really cool. So, but I can't often say the same about plants. My poor friend. Then again, oh well, it kind of fits his personality. He's a bit. Oh well, it's okay. But yeah,
He's one of them
Oh.
characters.
yeah.
oh, I see.
But
He uses mushrooms in more than one.
the mushrooms.
He subscribed to our trees.
Oh, if he was,
Yeah.
I'd die. But yeah, so that's what they do. And then yeah. What about your summer, Jasem? What have you been up to lately?
I busted open my PlayStation 2, but then it stopped working. But it
Oh,
works
wow.
and I put books on it, so I need to find a fix for it. But anyways,
Well, the-
yeah, so I just
the
have like
cat
3
thing,
books
right?
on.
You bought a Slim, didn't you?
Yeah, this
The
one's like
PS,
a few years old at least.
Come on, they were still like producing those for like Brazil in like 2010. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, how else would they play their FIFA streak?
Yeah, I was just like FIFA 09 on your. Nah,
That's
man,
incredible.
just put the books on it. Like, who cares?
That it works like that?
Yeah, I need to clean it or something. But anyways, I finally beat Metal Gear Solid 3, so now Will will get off my asshole.
Oh, that's good. I'm surprised you'd
Yeah.
never beaten it before when you were first talking about it. I was like, he's never played MGS3, but
No, it's my first time playing it after all these years. They always gave me crap about it. So I like went out, bought it off some like sketchy kid online, went to his house, picked it up.
wow, that's incredible.
It was his house location was like, how should I describe it? It was like in the trailer parks, I swear.
Ah, I see. That's somewhat worrisome. But well, what'd you think of it?
It was good. I don't want to spoil most of it because there's probably people who would shoot me, but
That's fair.
it didn't expand on what I wanted to know more about the game, but that's what the new one's gonna do, I guess, so
Okay.
we'll wait for that. Also, it had like one of the best boss fights I ever played in any video game, so
Yeah,
that
the
was
boss.
fun.
Some of the boss fights. Let me clarify that, but some of them are really intense. Some of them are, yeah. I don't
Metal
know.
Gear Solid are like very up and down. Fear wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad compared to some of the other ones, but I don't know. I just have memories of him just jumping around, screaming "Fear!" I'm like, okay, I'm not very afraid, Fear. I'm just gonna shoot you. But yeah, there were some really intense fights in it, actually. I don't know, I really liked it, and the story was actually pretty cool. There were some parts that were tedious, like, I mean, you know, the patching up your poison wounds and stuff in the middle of a fight, and then just getting right back in the action.
Yeah, I
But-
don't mind that. The mini thing was okay, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't bother me too much. It just got kind of old at times. I was just like in the middle of a fight, and I'm like, gotta patch up my poison. And then
Wait, Nick, did you play Metal Gear Solid all the way through?
the first one?
No, the third one.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So you know that part where you're doing the escort mission at the end?
Ah, yes.
Alright, this is what happened to me. It got to the point where I ran out of food, and I had no way to feed her.
Oh no.
So what I did was I knocked her out and just dragged her right through the mud. And it didn't like lower her energy or anything. And as soon as I got to the ledge, it's like cutscene happened. So
That's amazing. Oh gosh, that's the best way to escort
I
someone.
was playing on a higher difficulty, so her stamina was draining like mad, and she was like eating. I swear, like I had to feed her every like 10 seconds maybe. It's like, how are you burning this much energy after walking 5 steps?
Hey Snake, can you give me that can of food? All right, here. What about that steak? Fine. Can you make me some hamburgers too? All right, woman. But
I
that's
even
great.
better my ramen.
Ramen should fill you for at least like half a day. But man, that's funny.
So that was like the biggest pain until like it was so satisfying dragging her because like I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
That's so funny.
So
Wow.
I got to let out my inner frustration with the game on her body.
Oh,
That sounds so wrong.
yeah. But just knock her out, pull her through the mud, and then throw her onto the cliff, and then it's like, all right.
It's like I'm done with this bullshit.
That's great. Yeah. It's a fun game overall. I have a friend who I really need to get into the MGS series up at college. He played Revengeance, and that's the only one he's played. So
Oh, that's one with Raiden?
yeah, it is. So, which I mean, it's not very Metal Gear Solid-y, but it's fun. It's very hack and slash, and
I really like Raiden, so I want to play it.
it's fun. It's really fun actually. The combat's neat. It's just not very much like a Metal Gear Solid game, so I'm not sure how I'm going to translate his enjoyment of that into MGS. Maybe I'll make him play MGS too, but just for Raiden. But that's the best I can think of. Oh,
You
wow.
get like towards the end of the MGS2, you do get to use the sword.
Yeah, but
So
not exactly in the same way, but it'll be fun.
no, Raiden is just like I'm gonna like kill these guys. Have you played? Do you know how I picture Raiden's voice? You've played Star Fox Adventures, right?
Oh, yes, I have.
It's like when Tricky says "bad guys."
Right. Oh,
That's how I
gosh.
picture Raiden's voice.
Oh, tricky. I have a funny story about Star Fox Adventures. So, recently, and by recently I mean like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I remember I was in a Skype call with Ian and Colette for some reason, and Colette was playing Star Fox Adventures again. She'd gotten it out of the closet or wherever it was and put it in her GameCube, and she's like, I'm gonna play through this because I had fond memories as a kid. And I was like, you might want to keep those fond memories because it's not very good of a game. And she's like, no, I'm going to play through it again. And I remember listening as her enthusiasm dropped ever so slightly the longer she played. And then it got to the point where she's like, oh my god, I hate you, Tricky. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. That's how everyone feels. And yeah, I don't know if she ever beat it or not, but I remember she eventually just like realized she came to the truth at that point, and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of childhood games that I've had like fond memories of that are actually really bad, and I know there are a few of them, but I can't think of them right now. I know if I went back to play Melee, I would be bad at it, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means I'd be bad at it.
You don't want to upset the Melee community because I know all 1,000 of them are watching right now.
Yeah,
1,000 of them.
just to
Really
get
have
them
some
mad,
tournament
I
going
will
on?
say Melee's like good. I get why everyone loves it. It's intense to watch, but like you know, Smash 4 is the new one, the up and coming one. It's gotten balance patches. Melee hasn't been changed for years, but then again, nor has Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's also still very popular. So. Oh well, I guess that's the key to a good fighting game. Make it, don't change it for years, and there you go. But, oh well. I guess it's because I keep getting salty because the games that I play keep getting new games every like 6 months, so I'm always behind the times in them when I buy it.
I feel like Luigi's Mansion was not as good as much as I played it when I was younger.
That's a
But
good
I
one.
might
What are you
be
chatting
wrong.
about? That game's amazing.
Okay,
No, man,
Barry might be wrong.
Wait, what did you like about Luigi's Mansion?
I don't know. It's boring.
It is boring. You got 4 areas. You got really nice, complicated, but they're not that complicated. I mean, oh my god! And you even got some speed running no clip tactics.
That I didn't do as a kid, but
I have never watched a Luigi's Mansion speedrun before,
Nor
so
have
I
I.
can't comment on
All right,
clip
I'll tell you how
tactics.
it works. All right, when you beat Chauncey, okay, if you hold up, you can no clip through the key treasure chest as it's spawning, and this puts you between the treasure chest and the little baby painting on the wall. And then what you do is you press A in front of the painting to inspect it while holding up, and you go through the wall, and now you're like in what they call floor 1.5, and so you're in between the second and the first floor. And what you do, you'll love this. You basically walk along the ceiling until you get to roughly where the basement is, and you drop down, go through the basement, and you kind of just basically no clip in between the final corridor before King Boo's secret altar, and then you walk on this like pixel perfect path, and it takes you straight to King Boo's secret altar and triggers the cutscene, and that's the final boss fight.
wow.
Wow, it's dirty as hell. Living beans. Go.
This is a GameCube game, man.
That's funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed Luigi's Mansion when I played it, but I don't know how much I'd like it now if I went back. I'd probably still like it. I mean, I remember enjoying it. There was a lot of... The atmosphere was really fun in it. Like, I liked how after you beat all the ghosts in the area, he'd just be like... But then when he, like, it's a new area, it's like... The whole atmosphere bits, all the little things. I remember enjoying it. I remember the last bit right before King Boo I didn't like. Like, I think it was the top floor or whatever, or the second area, or I don't know, or whatever. But there were a few extra ghosts that I had to catch before beating King Boo, and I'm like, why do I have to do this? I just want to just go fight King Boo. Why do I have to do this? But that's the only thing I remember disliking about it. Though I might have hated some of the boss fights. I don't remember anymore.
The boss fights
King
are
Boo
up on
losses.
Luigi's Mansion. Anyways, the thing about Luigi's Mansion is I feel like it would be a much better game if it was actually a horror game.
Yeah.
And not just like this cartoony stuff.
If it were actually a scary game. Oh
This is
my.
Nintendo.
I don't know. It's Nintendo is whatever.
Someone mods Luigi's Mansion to put the alien xenomorph in.
I don't know, I feel like if they did that, that'd have been so like revolutionary for its time, but
Yeah, there weren't many horror games at the time that were actually, like, that scary. Like, Resident Evil was around the time a little bit before that, and, like...
yeah, I was only basically Resident Evil I can think of.
Yeah,
Silent
and
Hill, I think,
that
was
one was
the
more...
time.
I don't think it was even as scary. It was just more like, zombies, and stuff, and shooting and unlocking
It's like,
things.
oh my god, kill them all.
Yeah.
It's like... yeah, it's like in Lord of the Rings where like Aragorn takes on the entire Uruk-hai army at the end of the first movie. That's
Yeah.
basically,
Resident Evil, yeah.
yeah. Man, yesterday I came to the realization that you can relate Lord of the Rings to most things in life. So I've been doing that way more now.
Just like always relate Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I had a good meal yesterday. Well, that reminds me of when Bill...
I was watching Lord of the... No, I was watching Lord of the Rings. I was watching the news. Like something about like a volcano erupting and like, this reminds me of the smokes of Isengard when they burned down Fangorn Forest. I'm like, wait, what did I just say?
What
So
did
now
I...
I just had, like trying to relate random stuff to Lord of the Rings.
It sounds funny, but it's probably very easy. I mean, it's quite the tale and
It
a very
is
long
quite
one.
Yeah, it is quite the story.
Yeah, I could probably do the same thing. Well, no, Lord of the Rings is more relatable than Star Wars. Actually, I mean, what am I gonna say? Like, hey, that guy did pretty good on his test. That reminds me when Anakin Skywalker found out he had midi-chlorians. I mean, I don't know.
That's when Han Solo said, "Never tell me the odds."
That's a good comeback. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, good old Star Wars. Yeah, I picked up Battlefront 2 right around May the 4th because Steam sale on all the Star Wars games, and it was like $3. And I got this really old like multiplayer engine thing. I don't even remember what it is right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's what's it called? It's Game Ranger. That's what it is. It's been around since like 2000 or something, and you can play old games or pirated games apparently on it that no longer have multiplayer support. And so I go on Game Ranger and I can play Battlefront 2, and I did that for a while. It was really fun, except because the game hasn't been updated in years. There are people who take advantage, so they either use aimbot or they like no clip through the wall and start shooting you, which kind of gets old. So
Yeah.
but
Battlefront 2 is like one of two. It's one of 3 PS2 games I have back at my place. That
Oh,
being
wow.
Battlefront 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, and Persona 4.
oh wow, what an all-star collection.
It's a better collection than mine. You know what I've got on my PlayStation?
FIFA 09, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006.
2006, 2 copies, don't you ever forget. 2007, 2008, I used to have 2009, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Only one of those games is good, and it's not SmackDown.
I feel like every time we talk about the podcast, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 comes up in conversation.
Yeah, really, it does. That's so funny. Oh
we're
yeah.
talking.
Oh gosh, hold on. I've got to show you guys a video. I'm gonna link a video to everyone in this group, and we're gonna watch it real quick because there's. All right, you'll especially enjoy this, Scott. So, do you guys know about how
Yes.
WWE 2K15 came out on both last gen and current gen consoles?
I didn't even know it came out, but
Okay.
fill me in.
All right. WWE 2K15 is the newest one. It's like uses a different engine, different stuff like that, whatever. But like it came out on 360 and PS3. It also came out on Xbox One and PS4. And the PS4 and Xbox One graphics are actually really nice. They use facial scanning recognition and everything. It looks really good. Scott, I don't know how much you know about the more recent storylines. Well, this isn't super recent, but remember when CM Punk won the championship and left and then came back the next night on Raw?
Oh yeah, they had that big countdown, and it was like, we have to get the championship back, otherwise he leaves the company and takes the championship with him. No.
Yep. In
Yeah,
in 2K15, that's the first, like, they have a story mode with CM Punk and John Cena, and that's the first match. After that, Cena's, like, fighting. This video happens. In the actual storyline, Cena wins a championship because they make a new one because CM Punk left, and John Cena is, like, celebrating, and then CM Punk's music comes on. He turns around and hears it, and CM Punk walks up. In 2K15 on the next-gen consoles, this scene looks pretty good. But I was watching a playthrough on last gen, and I didn't realize it till this moment. And John Cena's face is my favorite thing. And I'm going to put it in this video. But wow, just like his
eyes.
I know.
It's so funny.
Did you look at his eyes? Look at Cena's eyes in the video I linked.
He's definitely on speed.
Yeah, the anime size.
Yeah, that is not what John Cena's eyes look like in that game normally. And then they just bulge, and he just can't believe it. And you just hear like cult of personality. He's like, ugh. So I just burst out laughing, and oh my god, because I went back and looked at the actual footage too, and that's not what John Cena's expression was. His expression, his eyes were narrowed. He was surprised and he was like confused. Here, he's like, oh. And I was so happy. And that is that was a great moment. That happened like yesterday. I found that and I was just so I lost my mind.
CM Punk's eyes.
Yeah, CM Punk's eyes are just like total smug mood. He's like, and I don't understand. This is why you don't buy 2K15 on last gen consoles. But
Oh my
Buying
god.
anything on last gen, it's like buying Call of Duty. Which one you could buy like Modern Warfare 2 on a PlayStation 2 for some reason.
holy cow!
Or no, you can buy Black Ops. I think you can buy Black Ops on a
Really?
PlayStation 2.
Wow.
You might have done.
Yeah, see, like, games that are made for the console are great, but, like, for instance,
No, you
if
couldn't.
if I had a PS4 and a PS3 and I could buy, like, The Last of Us, I'd get the HD remaster, and obviously. But I only have a PS3, so I only have the games for the PS3. And I've said it before on the podcast, there isn't much on the PS4 I want yet, but, no, the PS4 does have solid graphics, especially comparatively. I've compared these two, and it looks so much better on the new one. I'll find a video of the new one later after we do the podcast. But
What the hell? Final Fantasy 11 was on the FIFA 14. Oh yeah. So the PlayStation 2 was in production until 2013, and they specifically made a Portuguese version of FIFA 14 for the Brazilian community on the PlayStation 2.
wow, that's incredible.
That's amazing. Final
2013.
Fantasy
When did the PS4 come out?
Oh God. See, I'm not really a big fan of the whole PlayStation, so
Yeah,
gonna have to bear with me on this.
you could
Last year, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. You could like stay with the PS2 and pick up games until 2013, and then just buy a PS4 2014 and just like not.
Oh,
That's fun.
yeah, it was pretty close. In North America, it was released in November 2013,
Wow.
and the PlayStation 2 was discontinued worldwide, so basically Brazil at this point, in January 2013.
Wow. So if you could last for like a little more than 6 months, you could just bypass the PS3.
What the hell, man? I mean, that console was 13 years in production.
That's
It was a
pretty
good
incredible.
console.
Yeah, it was. Is there any other console that's even matched that or gotten close? Handhelds even? I don't think so.
I
Man.
don't think so. I mean that console had it was a DVD player. I mean,
Yeah.
you go to people's houses, you did not have a DVD player. It was same as people didn't have Blu-ray players; they had PlayStation 3s.
Yeah, that's
'cause
what
it
I
was
use.
still
That's
cheap.
the only Blu-ray player I have.
And you had classics like San Andreas and Metal Gear Solid and iToy.
and
and
SmackDown
Sonic,
versus Raw
Smackdown.
06.
SmackDown. I'm telling you, okay. I'm gonna wait until the PlayStation 2 emulator community has got it going, and then I'm gonna find a NetPlay SmackDown community, and you'll see me at Evo 2020.
Evo 2016, SmackDown
I
versus
just
Raw.
picture you coming in with like one of those like sweat jackets that they put over themselves.
No, I'm gonna be sponsored by Cloud9. I'll wear a tank top.
Would you
Oh,
come
man.
into a wrestler's entrance?
Oh my god, that sounds disgusting.
That's what they did
How
at
do
the
you
most
even
recent tournament CEO down in Florida because they have an actual belt. In the Marvel tournament, they came down to like Stone Cold's entrances and like Razor Ramon. One guy did Undertaker. The lights went out, and then he was just right next to his opponent. But
I can
Razor
picture
Ramon.
like Scott coming in with like Tupac on.
yes,
I have a track. I have one already lined up. It's on my Spotify playlist.
you're ready.
I'm ready.
You're ready for your competitive debut. But
Then we'll do twisted. What's it called? Tag team twister or something like that. I'll get my tag team partner, Uzumaki Barrage 08 exclamation mark. I'll be on John Cena. He'll be on something dumb like Batista. And oh, Nick, did you ever play 2007?
oh, no, I don't think I ever did.
All right, there was this challenge where you're playing in the story mode, okay, and you had to go against the three faces of Mick Foley, okay, and the computer AI was set to very hard. So basically, chain grab. You just get you get knocked down, and now you're chain grab. And you had to play against Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack all at the same time. 1 versus 3, and you're just getting chain grabbed and grapple, and it's just it's like.
So your character's
it's like-
gone insane, is what has happened.
It's like imagine, okay, in melee terms, imagine that you're some guy in pools, right? And you're in a 1v3, and then somehow they've cloned Mewtwo King 3 times, and you're against 3 Mewtwo Kings at once, and he's playing Marth. That's what it felt like. It was disgusting.
Wow.
Disgusting.
That's horrible. I
Damn. Let's talk about something else. This
Yeah.
is horrible.
Oh, the memories, the memories.
Anyways, that's my summer.
Good. That's your summer. Awesome.
It's been a lot of hearing Scott talk about SmackDown versus Raw, so this was an accurate depiction of how it's been going so far over the past couple of months. Man, I've been off school since, well, let me get up my calendar, since April 22nd.
Man.
It's
Since
just like, how do I have so
4/22.
many days off?
That's pretty impressive. When do you go back?
September.
Wow, you get a long break.
Yeah.
Because we go back in, like, I think the end of August or early September, but, like, we didn't get off till, like, May. Oh, yeah, now that I think about it, while we're on the topic of fighting games, I'll just mention next 2 weeks from now, which is around the time we're recording next, is EVO, if memory serves. So, yeah, that'll
Evo,
be...
baby, Evo.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before, but I'm most interested in the side tournaments because those are the games I actually own and play. And P4 Arena Ultimax, that'll be fun to watch. And, well, I mean, a lot of them will be fun to watch. Like, I want to watch MKX, but I only play one character in MKX, so it doesn't really count. But
Yeah. As far as Evo goes, I'm mostly excited for Smash 4. I assume that's going to be there.
yeah, it is. I think it's the
Um,
second or third most registered one, actually, beating out Melee.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm
But
surprised.
I want to see who's my boys Pikachu, Mega Man, and ROB Rob.
I'd love to see them climb up too, yeah. Right now, Rosalina's really good because the recent changes to Diddy, as in extreme nerfs
Wait,
to
she's
Diddy.
good again?
Well, she was never bad, but it's just Diddy was always the best. So now apparently Rosalina is up there along with Sheik and those sort of characters. But Diddy's been nerfed to the ground, so he's not as good. People are saying Roy's really good, but he's banned at Evo because too new. Same with Ryu. But Ryu's not as good, I don't think. He's alright, but he's not top tier, like people thought he would be. That's
the
what
other day,
the word is saying.
residential admin Zachgoose sent me a list of characters that weren't viable, and it was just like 8 or 9, and the rest of the cast is pretty much viable at a competitive level. It's insane.
Who were the non-viable ones?
Hold on.
Zach, do you remember?
Oh, let me see if I can find all this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the bad characters are King DDD, Dr. Mario, Falco, Mr. Game & Watch, Jigglypuff, Link, Lucina, Mewtwo, Mii Gunner, Pac-Man, Robin, Toon Link, and Zelda.
Yeah, I would generally agree with that list.
Did Pac-Man get like mega nerfed or something, or
No,
anyone
he's
else just
not
get bad?
been that
He
good.
just-
He's like a
I
noob
swear-
stomper. He
is
can
the
do
worst
stuff if you don't
grab
know
in
how to
the
play,
game.
but
You know what his grab animations like, Scott? It's like
I can remember, yeah.
it's
It's
yeah.
it's like
It's like that little wireless signal.
I just remember really.
Have you
it's,
played
it's,
Space
like
Invaders?
it's like Link's
no. Have you
grab,
played
except
Galaga?
it's like 5 times slower and half the range.
yeah, it's
So-
pretty
Scott,
bad.
did you play Galaga as a kid?
Yeah, on the yeah, the
It's
shooting.
the
Alright,
thing
you know
that,
how
like,
there's
beams you up.
spaceship? Yeah, so you know how
Bidoo,
there's a spaceship that like
bidoo,
tried and
bidoo,
grabbed
bidoo.
you?
Mm.
Or the alien that tried and grabbed you? That was Pac-Man's grab.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
bad.
I can probably find like a video of Zero saying, "Oh my god, man, Pac-Man's busted, Pac-Man's OP, Pac-Man is meta," you know. And this is before we found out what Diddy Kong
Zero's
was
the
for.
ocelot of Smash. Don't listen to him.
Wait, what? Wait, what
That's
am I?
funny. No, not
Zero,
you.
like the pro player in
I'm kidding,
Smash.
kidding.
You're not Ocelot,
Also,
don't worry.
Smash. If you want to be.
SK, he's like, he has a scarf. His name is practically Carlos. He's probably European.
Oh
As a
my.
douche
So-
to follow.
That's what I'm getting at. He's
Isn't
like
his name
quite the douche nozzle.
Gonzalez? I think that's his name.
Oh my god, that is very, very Carlos-esque.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny. I heard, don't quote me here, one of my friends told me, and he follows a lot of Smash, so I believed him. I heard Link got slightly buffed lately, but is he, I don't know how much, and if he's still not viable or not. But I know he was pretty bad before. One of my friends plays a really mean Link up at college, though. Like, I can't beat him, but that's just because he's really good at fighting games, so. It's like back in Brawl days, whenever I'd get, like, curb stomped by all you guys. Like, I'd play, but then, like, if I'd 1v1, I'd get annihilated. It's like that. But I miss the Brawl days. They were fun. Do we? We should all do Smash 4 one day, but I don't know if we all have it on the same system.
Well,
I'll buy it.
I don't really ever want to go back to Smash 3DS, to be honest.
Fair.
Like, I thought Smash was dead for me. Like, I've been playing Smash since I was 8 years old, and, it's been my life. But when Smash 4 came out on the 3DS, I'm like, wow, I don't like Smash anymore. But that's not true at all. I just don't like Smash on the 3DS. It's still great if you can still use a GameCube controller. Or even the Wii U gamepad's pretty good.
Fair.
Yeah. Don't say, oh my, controversial opinions.
No, I think everyone agrees that it's better on the Wii U, but...
The Wii U gamepad's like a better version of the 3DS controller.
It's way bigger. It's really hard for me to use. Like, if I had the choice, I would pick the 3DS over the Wii U gamepad, but I get why people like the Wii U gamepad. It is better. It's just I'm not used to it because I don't own a Wii U, so... But, yeah, I don't know. I can do Smash on the 3DS, but like I said, it's because I don't own anything else, and it's there, and I have all the characters, so why not? It's mobile. That's convenient, too. But yes, having a controller is much, much, much better. It's just, I got what I got, so I'll roll with it, I guess. But I'm still so happy that Bowser's, like, decent now. I heard back in development times, actually Sakurai had to nerf him in the pre-alpha because Bowser was too good. And I was like, oh, couldn't you just left him that way?
Did you guys hear that the Wii U was, like, selling worse than the GameCube was?
Really?
It's like Nintendo's worst selling console.
I knew it was selling horribly. I didn't know that bad. That's quite the comparison.
Consoles in general, like you come up with a Wii U, it doesn't play DVDs, doesn't play Blu-rays, doesn't have backwards compatibility. Everything's on an e-store, and then
it's not competitive.
No, Wii U can do Wii games.
Can it? Well, I mean, who cares about Wii games? I mean,
yeah, I'm glad that Nintendo's always kept the previous gen functionality on their consoles. Because I mean, it's freaking stupid to like not be able to play whatever PS3 games on the PS4, considering for the most part the exact same games are being released on both consoles with separate titles.
I agree. Like if PS4 had reverse compatibility, I would have considered getting one instead of a PS3, but since it didn't, I was just like, PS3. I heard Xbox One is adding reverse compatibility to it though for the 360. That was announced at E3, right?
E3.
Yeah, so... Which, that's a big deal. That's also a big deal now that means that the PS4 is the only one that doesn't have it. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Wii U in general just isn't very competitive. Like, it has a lot of neat ideas, but, like...
It's a very niche console.
Yeah.
As in, like, when people usually talk about, like how consoles are usually substitutes for each other, it's just, like, it can't do any of the third-party games like the PS4 or Xbox can. And it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, like it has some neat things, but the Nintendo's been pushing the gimmicks ever since the Wii, and a lot of the Wii U problems are like it focuses too much on the gimmicks rather than making them an option. Like Wind Waker, right? You have to use the gamepad for a lot of things in that, even if you don't want to. You'd rather just use a controller, and I've heard that's a lot of issues, and they keep doing it. Like Star Fox. This new Star Fox looks great, but, like, I really don't want to have to fly the R-Wing with the gamepad. I just want to use a controller or something, so if that's an option...
You use the normal controller to control... from what I've seen from the Treehouse and the Rex and stuff, you actually control it with the normal buttons using your TV, and then you can do like additional aiming from the gamepad, but you can also aim normally if you want.
So you don't have to. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
So you don't have to. Splatoon has that same feature where you can tilt the camera to rotate your character, or you can just put it on the C stick.
See, good. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to keep doing. They need to get the option. All right, good. I was worried because that would have ruined the game single-handedly for me if I had to use like that to aim and move and fly, but. Which I've heard Splatoon is really fun. I know everyone I know who has it has enjoyed it. I don't own it. Do any of us here own it? Splatoon?
I don't even have a Wii U.
Nor do I. Zach, did you have it, or did you just mention that because you knew about that, or what?
I just mentioned
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was just curious because I heard like a few people have really liked Splatoon, and it's become super popular with like the inky people, but I don't know much about it.
No, I
frankly.
saw a meme a couple weeks ago that was pretty funny regarding this. Actually, it was like Splatoon intended for kids, played by adults, and then Call of Duty intended for adults,
Played
played
by
by
kids.
kids.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
The reason I was AFK kind of for so long is because I was watching the grand finals of the Pokemon TCG National Championships. And it was like extremely hype, but a couple months ago I learned an interesting statistic that the average Pokemon TCG player is actually 22 years old.
Wow, that's older than I am right now.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
I really like the TCG. I remember I used to play it as a kid. It's just nobody has it or knows how to play it nowadays. So I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
nobody knows that. Yeah, back when they were starting out, nobody knew how to play the game. Everyone was just collecting the cards because they wanted their favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, I had the rule book and I knew how to play, and I had the mat and everything, and I even had the Game Boy Color game that like taught you how to play, but like no one else knew, and so I was just like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I played the Game Boy Color game. That's about it.
Well,
I
they
kinda
have
wanna
a
revisit it.
they have a client now, like an online client.
Yeah,
that's
they do.
free. It's like Hearthstone. I play it
Yeah.
every single day. So
That's pretty cool. Yeah. What deck do you use?
I have a lot of different decks, but
You should use Paladin, aka Steel.
Paladin. No, I'm talking about.
I know you are. I was messing
What
around.
Hearthstone deck do I use?
No, well, that too, sure. But I'm trying to remember what Pokemon deck I used. I think I had a water focus deck with like something else at the time, but I don't remember. I've had a few decks as well because I had a lot of cards. They're in a
Yeah.
suitcase up in my attic.
I mean, I think the Pokemon is in a pretty viable spot, like in terms of being a competitive trading card game right now. They banned a card recently, which is the first time they banned a card in the
Which
past
card
10
is it?
years. It's called Lysandre's Trump card. Basically, what it did was it was both players shuffle all cards from their discard pile back into their decks.
That does sound
So
kind of busted.
yeah, it stalled matches. It made them last forever. It removed the ability of your opponent having a win condition by decking out, and
Yeah.
most importantly, it let players like cycle through their decks extremely quickly. Like they'd only run like draw power cards and then go through. It was like an Exodia deck in Yu-Gi-Oh. They'd go
Yeah.
through their whole deck in one turn, but then you could just play Trump card and get your whole deck back again.
Wow.
So yeah, they
Sounds like
banned that.
Miracle Road.
Yeah, they banned that, and the game's been in a great spot. Actually, the top 8 in the adults division for this Pokemon Championship had completely different decks in every single slot.
Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, I think the reason, I mean, like, it's interesting because whereas with Call of Duty, I think it just appeals to kids, and then as you get older, like, you know, you're like, oh, this is so stupid, and like 9-year-olds play this, I don't want to do it. Pokemon, I think it's not so much that, because I know a lot of kids that still play Pokemon, but adults still play it now because Red, Blue, and Yellow came out when we were kids, so it's trailed along with us, and that still happens, I think, is
It's
the
like
big
it's
thing.
like the nostalgia factor, pretty much.
Yeah, and they're still fun, so the mix of that. Like, the remakes sure help that, too. Like, I know a lot of people started with Red, Blue, and Yellow. I know a lot more people started with Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. So when they remake 3rd Gen, people are gonna like... Well, they already did, didn't they? well, people jumped on board and bought that. So, jumped to past tense. So, I think that's a big factor in it, too, which is pretty cool. Though Splatoon, I think, is a good way to put it there. Because, yeah, unlike Pokemon, this is new and adults are just buying it now. But, oh well. That is an interesting thing. Well, I think that about wraps it up for today's podcast. We've had an interesting set of discussions. So, thank you all for joining us today. And we'll see you in a few weeks. All right.
And guys, I promise the forums will be back up soon. I promise. We're
Thumbs up.
working on it.
Well, I would trust us. We'll do it. All right. Thanks. See y'all later. Bye-bye.